So good morning. Welcome to this another series lecture about electrical wiring simulator or EWS. Today we are going to perform the first activity for our hydraulic system. Okay, so let's click this one. And then, so as of the moment, we only have two activities. In the next days, we will be uploading another activities for hydraulic and pneumatic systems. Okay, so please watch out for the updates in the future. Okay, near future. Click the play. Okay, and then the normal mode. So, as what we can see, this is quite similar to the relay modules that we had. However, we already have the power circuit here. So, the load for our activity is an hydraulic. So, the operation of this hydraulic motor is this is the hydraulic pump. This is the solenoid valve, hydraulic solenoid valve, and then this one is the hydraulic motor. So, the operation is very simple. So, if we start this hydraulic pump, and then let's say we have a manual button here, if we activate this one, manually or electrically, the KM1, if there is a current here, it will allow the high pressure hydraulic fluid to the hydraulic motor, hence allowing it to rotate in a certain condition. Okay, if you release that particular current or the manual input, it will stop the motor because it will not allow the hydraulic to flow through that motor. So the motor will stop. Okay, so at the same time, if the activity is we have a KM2, a solenoid valve number 2, okay, if you supply a voltage or current here, then it will allow this hydraulic solenoid valve to allow the high pressure to this one part here of the pipe, and then it will rotate in the other direction. So let's say counterclockwise position. So if this one is activated clockwise position, this one is activated in the counterclockwise position. But in this activity, we will only be using this KM1 here. So how are we going to do that? So as what we can see, this one, our diagram is divided into two parts. This one is the control circuit, and then this one is the power circuit. Okay, so this K1 here, and then this K1 here. So that is electrically connected. Okay, so the PB2, if you press this PB2, it will allow the current to flow to R1. At the same time, it will also allow the current to flow to the K1. Okay, for our solenoid valve number 1. Okay, so it means that this one will be activated the moment we press the PB2. If we release the PB2, it will not be activated. So if we press this one, activated, and then the motor runs or the motor rotates. However, if we stop this one, the motor, this K1 will be deactivated and then the motor will stop. So this R1 here and the R1 here is just an indicator that will indicate if the motor is running. So this is the running lamp, this is the stop lamp. Okay, so let's try to wire this one first level by level. So 24 volts to the PB2, and then the 13, 14, and then going back to the negative. Okay, so 24 volts. Okay, 24 volts to the in and then out to the 13 and then going back to the negative. Okay, and then let's connect this one here, the parallel, the KM1. So the KM1, we can connect this one. I think it would be easier if we connect the positive of our K1, the positive of our K1 to the out of our PB2, and then this one to the negative. Okay, let's try this one. Okay, and then this one here, let's connect this one to the negative of our power supply. Okay, and then let's connect the 9 here to the 24 volts, or we can also connect this one to the input of the PB2. So the 9 to the input of the PB2, this one here. Okay, and then we have to connect the 5. Okay, the normally open the 5 to the input of the PL2 and then going back to the negative. So the 5. Oops, I think we press the reset. Okay, so be careful with the reset. Okay, so since we click the reset, let's wire it again. Okay, so again, I think the positive. Okay, that one. And then 13. And then the 14 to the negative. And then this positive here should be connected to the out of the PB2. Okay, and then this one connected to the negative of our power supply. Okay, so I think that's the connection there. And then the 9 will be connected to the input of the PB2. So the 9 will be connected to the input of the, the 9 will be connected to the input of the PB2. Okay, and then the 5 will be connected to the input of the PL2. Here, the 5 input of the PL2. Okay, the 5 will be connected to the input of the PL2, and then the out will be connected to the negative. Okay, so next, same with the previous activities, the relays, these 9 here are 1. So therefore, this 9 is already connected. So the 1 to the PL1. Okay, so 1 to the PL1, and then the out connected to the negative. Okay, let's click the submit. So passed. Okay, so now let's try to simulate this one. So if we press this one, this hydraulic motor should run. And then if we release our finger in this push button, it should stop. Okay, let's click. So running in one direction and then release, it will stop. Run and then stop. Also take note the operation of the PL1 and the PL2. Run and then stop. Okay, so see you in the next lecture.